What's the haps? I'm John, aka Meroka, and welcome to Spiel. We're in Iron Rock this week, which is a shock-themed thing, which means I'm hoping my gear is reasonably shock-proof. I think it is. It's my elemental stuff is fairly shock-proof, although that's probably not going to be terribly helpful against jellies. The gate icon was orange, so I figured there'd be gremlins in here somewhere, but hey-ho, we'll see how this goes. So, let's start, as we usually do, with some Spiral Knights news. Yeah! Quick intro this week. I don't know. Quick intro. Just quick intro week. Not a lot to report. I guess the Equinox thing's now over, and as is the Cataclysmic Confrontation. That ended on Monday, so if you wanted any of the stuff from that, hopefully you made your move while you had the opportunity. Yikes, that one got me. Because you no longer have that opportunity. That opportunity has slipped you by. It'll be back, don't worry. They always are. Ow! That one was stupid. I'm gonna get myself killed before we even get started here, clearly. And then I will be a moron. It is, of course, Wednesday, so, you know, there may be more promos to appear just around the corner. There usually are. Wait, is this going the right way? It is. Yeah, okay. I was like, it seems to be how that switch works, but it looked like it was going the right way to begin with, and then, I don't know. Confused. These bits are weird. Kind of weird. Yeah, so it's Wednesday. Maybe it's time for the Gunner update at long last. Or maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Can only hope. It has been... Holy Moses, we are into October now, aren't we? It's actually October. Wasn't it originally launched in October? I'm going to have to check the original date. I'll have to go back and look through the announcements. I think if we are not yet there, we will be very much approaching on the 1-year anniversary of the announcement of the Gunner update, which is disconcerting to say the least. That's been a while. That's been a while coming now. 1 year. Whoo, boy, to say they gave it 1 month to work on it when they first announced it, and it's now been coming up close on 12. It might have been November they announced it, but either way, November is fast approaching us, so, like I say, if we're not at the 1-year anniversary, the 1-year anniversary approaches soon. Maybe they will celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the announcement of the Gunner update with the Gunner update. Wouldn't that be something? But that is mere baseless speculation on my part, and yeah. You should not hold that as gospel in any way, shape, or form. Hello, there are gremlins. I was right to call gremlins. Sweet. Good. Not that they're particularly threatening. I might have been better off with the spikier resistance, but hey-ho, there you go. Never mind. What was down here? That looked like something exciting down here. Something interesting and vaguely exciting. So yes, not a lot to report. There may well be something tonight. If there is something more noteworthy than a promo update, as always, I will do a video on it, covering it, and bring you the finest, juiciest Spiral Knights content of the week. So that'll be a thing. Let's... Oh, I see how this thing goes. I see. Eventually, a guy gets bombarded with missiles. I don't want to be bombarded with missiles, so... I haven't seen one of those too often. That seems to be a relatively... rare thing to find. Okay, I see how all this works, and I hit that, and I can get a tots, which is good because I could use some of those. Give me some pills. Pills, grabbing peels. So, yeah, let's do some user-submitted questiones. I don't know why I always call it. I always say user-submitted. What are you guys using? I don't know. Viewer-submitted. That would be a better word. Let's do some viewer-submitted questiones. Because that is the thing we do around here. If you have things you would like me to talk about on one of these weekly shows, please leave them in the comments below. I will give you a little bit of a shout out, and then we shall talk about whatever it was you wanted me to talk about, assuming it's nothing too treacherous. What's the word? Controversial. If you want me to talk about things that are likely to get people up in arms, I'm probably going to give that a miss. Just saying. But otherwise, let's do it. Let's talk. So, this week we have had a question from an interesting name. I'm going to try and pronounce it, and I'm going to, as I do with names, probably get it wrong and be horribly offensive in that regard. God damn it, stop shocking me. No, go behind, and then boom. There we go. Everybody dead. Julopa Ben Bananen Plantage. Assuming that is correct. It says, I'm a new Spiral Knights player, I've run into a problem. I have to acquire a certain amount of 3-star items, because obviously the missions are gated like that. I need these Orbs of Alchemy. I've made a long break from Spiral Knights and came out recently. I understand what they are. I've no clue how to get them. You don't get enough missions which reward you with them, and when I try to go into the arcade, I don't find any. I've tried to get one for at least 2 weeks, total playtime for about 14 hours, but I haven't found any. Is there any way of acquiring them? Yes, there is. There is the old-fashioned way of acquiring them. This is a kind of a misconception about the orb system. For some reason, everybody seems to be of the opinion that once they introduced orbs, orbs are the only way you can craft things. Guess what? In my day, we didn't use orbs. We didn't have orbs. You had to spend energy on them. And that system still works. You can still spend energy on crafting them. That's how items always used to be made, and how items still can be made. So once I've cleared up these things, I will show you the interface necessary to go about doing that. But yeah, the orbs basically replaced the energy. It didn't mean that you had to go grind the Clockworks Forever to get them, and that was grinding the Clockworks Forever to get them was the only way you were supposed to craft stuff. No, you were supposed to get the orbs by buying them with energy. Basically exactly the same way as just straight up spending energy. It just added an extra step into the process, which was unnecessary, to be honest, but it actually simplified the crafting process somewhat, because obviously if you picked up orbs in the Clockworks, it made it slightly easier to get what you wanted. But anyway, I've got this bound to K. I think that's the default, but I've changed my key bindings a lot, so it might not be. If you press K, or whatever your key binding is, you'll bring up the supply depot, and once you get to the supply depot, we can go all the way down this list, or back up this list, to Rarity. Rarities, look at all these things that you can buy with your energy. A lot of them are orbs. They come in batches of 3 for exactly the same amount as they cost in the past. Previously, you spent 800 energy on making a 5-star item. Now, it costs 800 energy to buy 3 Eternal Orbs of Alchemy, which crafts you a 5-star item. If you're wanting to make a 4-star item, well, you got 3 Elite Orbs for 400 energy, which is exactly how much it cost to craft a 4-star item before, and so on and so forth down the list. This is exactly the same energy costs as they always used to cost. But you might be saying, I don't want to spend money on this game. How would I possibly get the energy? I need to get them from the Clockworks. No, you don't. Up here on the Market tab, or indeed on the Trade tab, Trade works as well. You probably don't get the best value out of this market. If you're willing to wait a little while, it varies depending on the actual market activity, but you can put in offers to buy crowns for money, buy energy for crowns, and buy crowns for energy, vice versa. It works both ways. So yeah, you can buy energy that way, and then you can take your energy down to the Rarity page and buy yourself some orbs there, and that's the equivalent of doing it the old-fashioned way. That's how you're supposed to do it. There seems to be this weird idea that the only way to do it is to grind the Clockworks forever and ever and ever and a day until you've got enough orbs, and that's just nonsense. The fact that people keep posting saying, where do I get orbs from, where do I get orbs from, I can't get enough from the Clockworks, says that clearly that is not the way you're supposed to do it. And you can do it if you really want to stick with it that long, but honestly, no, that's just not how it's supposed to work. I mean, like, as I say, bring up that tab again. Market price, we're looking about 7,500 crowns to me. So 15,000 crowns would get you a 3-star item. 30,000 crowns gets you a 4-star item. 60,000 crowns gets you a 5-star item. Go do some money-making stuff. Sell your stuff on the auction house. Buy some recipes and sell them on the auction house. Or just generally do content until you've got the money to buy things, you know. Get crowns, whatever which way is the most effective for you. Everybody's got their own ways of doing it. Could just be grinding Vanity, but I suspect if you're in 3-star stuff, that's probably not an option. But you can always go find Basil and buy some stuff, I presume. I think at that level, Basil will sell 4-star materials, recipes, not materials. So that should be an option, I think. I don't have any remedy pills, and that's going to be a problem for me. Oh, look at all the things coming my way. Hello. I'm going to have to take care of you lot. What the heck? Oh, it spawned behind me. I didn't see it spawn behind me. I was busy looking up top of the screen where all the things were coming towards me. And I forgot they spawn. This is the last room of the compound, so everything spawns all the time. I got no Vitapods either. That sucks. No, dead. Stay dead. Oh, Christ. They are spawning faster than I can kill them. This is inconvenient. Right. Get out. Go. See you later. I don't like you anymore. You guys want to unflatten yourselves, and then we can go over here. Okay. Okay, that's a lot of guys. That's a lot of guys. I need to shield up, and I'm going to need to kill them, basically. That's what I'm going to need to do. Bam. Or just get the heck out of there. Okay, I've lured you all around there. Ah, you fell into my trap. Key over there. Gun puppy down. Bad. Sit. Sit, boy. I will resume commentary once I've dealt with the intense stress of having to deal with this. Another gun puppy around here gonna try and shoot me in the face. I'm gonna hit him in the back. Bam. You're not dead. Quick. Die. Okay, you. And you. So yes, energy and orbs. Deal with it the old-fashioned way. It's how everybody always used to do it. It's how it still works. The fact that you can pick up orbs in the clockworks just makes it cheaper than it used to be, so it's actually easier than ever. That's the thing. So, what else have we got? We got Alexandre Delaporte, who has been a frequent question asker in recent times. Says, I demand a sandwich. Well, you're not getting one. Not from me. I don't have the crafting materials to make a sandwich. I better go grind the clockworks and see if I can find any sandwich making materials. It also says, what would you do if you could have one wish granted? I would... Oh no. Saying anything other than something like world peace makes me sound really selfish. But, I don't know, actually, no, there's got to be better things that would further advance mankind and simultaneously make me rich than world peace. What would world peace achieve? We're well on the way to destroying the planet anyway, so even if we weren't fighting, we're still going to pollute it and kill the planet. I'd say the technology, I would ask for the technology to make interstellar travel. Easily, within a short time frame, like a few years. No, let's not get crazy. We're not talking about hyperdrive here, but you know, sort of within our lifetimes. I'm gonna pop another peel, so I don't die on my way out. And then I would sell that technology to the highest bidder, whether that be SpaceX or NASA or Virgin Galactic or whoever. Basically, it would make me, or I could license it out, I suppose. I would speak to a lawyer first to figure out the best way of going about doing that. Yes, I'd get myself extremely rich, as well as furthering the advancement of mankind to such a stage at which point we would be able to travel interstellar, and thereby securing the effective immortality of the human race. Is that a good deal? See, it's better than world peace, the human race is effectively immortal, and I get mega rich. I think that's a cool deal. I'm alright with that. Let's go with that. Can I have my wish now? Okay. Right. So, yeah, obviously, no, you can't wish for more wishes. That was part of the deal. That's always part of the deal. There is a SMBC comic which managed to circumvent that one quite nicely, but that did rely on having 3 wishes. I only had 1, so I couldn't use that one. I will answer the other one. It was like, if you already answered this, and no I hadn't, what dinosaur would you ride into glorious battle? Have I got the right equipment for this floor? I probably want some undead gear, don't I? I would ride a... I don't know. It's a good question. I mean, we talked about the Archaeopteryx recently. I don't think that one necessarily was big enough or strong enough, because a flying dinosaur would be cool to ride, but I'm not sure that as an actual mount, as it were, I don't think the Archaeopteryx would sport human weight, so that might not be the best solution necessarily. So, oh nuts! I need to break. I need to break through before I throw my things. Nuts. No, go away, cat. Go away. I see you following me. Shed some light on the situation. Pow! There we go. So, maybe a... I don't know, it seems like a T-Rex, obviously big, bad, fierce, big, evil of all the dinosaurs. I don't know how combat effective he would be. Who are we fighting here? What's the situation in this battle? Are we fighting another army of dinosaurs or a human army? What are we going up against? Tanks? I need some context here. We need to make strategic decisions. Triceratops would be a good choice. Got big armor plating at the front and then some giant spikes. It's effectively a tank. I mean, if you sat on the back and were carrying a gun, you would have all the armor at the front and nobody would get close to you because you got spikes. And yeah, and you could gun things down. I don't know. Seems like an effective mobile artillery unit, potentially. Yeah, I'll go with Triceratops. Triceratops is a good shout on the armored combat front. Diamond Blaze asks, "What would you do if you're in your best friend's? What would you do if you're in your best friend's house and you shrank to half a finger size?" It's a very specific size, so we're talking like 20, 30 mil, I guess, just to be metric, just confuse the Americans. Probably, well, I don't know. I'd have to be very strategic about it. I want to get out there because dude's got a cat. And a cat finding something very, very small running around the house, that thing's going to get eaten. And that thing's me. So, yeah, I'd like to say run away, but I feel like that would be the wrong strategy for getting away from a cat that wants to eat you. I feel like that wouldn't end well. I think you'd need to be sneaky and strategic. I would need to, like, find myself some upturned paper cup or something to use as some manner of armor plating. Dude's got a pretty messy house. I'm pretty sure I could find something like that. And then use that as some manner of... I basically need to solid snake my way out of it inside, like, a paper cup, I think, is how I'd need to do that. At which point, I would then need to figure out why the hell I've shrunk that small and how do I fix this situation? Because this is not a good situation, you know? So, yeah. Those are things I would do. Did I miss a passageway? I feel like I missed a bit of the level back there. So, I may backtrack a little bit. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Ow! Ouch! Was looking at my notes and got eaten by a cat. Ain't that always the way? Ooh, health. Give me health. No, don't want to get eaten by a cat again. No, not good, not good. Karituo asks, do you ever overthink about the story of Spiral Knights? How the bosses respawn? How... Oh, well, let me get some light. Let me get some light before I finish reading that. Need some light. Ah! I don't have any health. I spent all my pills on the last level. This is not a good situation, guys. It's not a strong situation. Okay, we got some lights. I don't really need to fight these guys, do I? Not really. Where was I? Such as Snarby dies and an Alpha Wulva transforms into a new Snarby, or Jellies find a new Jelly King. No, I don't ever overthink that. I just it's video game land. All this is neatly hand-waved in the name of replaying missions and stuff. I mean, I suppose if you were to just follow the mission story, you don't fight them. I mean, you can replay a mission, but they don't. Lore-wise, they actually don't strictly come back, I guess. I mean, Jellies, you could easily just say, oh, it's like... What am I missing? I'm missing a key. That's what I missed back here. Oh, crud. Yeah, I did miss a bit, and I bet it had a key in it, didn't it? Yoink. There we go. Alright, let's deal with you. I may need to heart attack something. I probably need to heart attack something. Boom, get heart attacked. I suppose with the Jelly King, you could say it can go a bit Terminator-like. He could just sort of reform, sort of melt back together. You finish the level, and then behind your back, the Jelly King just goes and reforms back into a thing. That's how the Jelly King works. That's canon now. Snarlax, I don't know, it's big shadowy evil creature. It could probably come back from death. I don't know. Although the Alpha Wulva transforming new pack leader, there must always be one or something, I guess, seems to be like a way that could work. Yeah, that seems reasonable. The one where that kind of falls down is Vanaduke, because Vanaduke is the king, the one and only. He was the leader of Almire, the king of Almire. So when you slay him, it's like, you know, you can't just say it's a Vanaduke. It wasn't just one of many Vanadukes. Vanaduke is, well, was a person. It's not just. It's like, oh, you hear? I'm Vanaduke. I come in 6-packs. Yoink. Let's grab a key, grab a pill, kill some cats that came out of nowhere. Where did you come from? You were not here earlier. Yeah, I don't know how you'd explain Vanaduke except for video game hand-wavy nonsense. There we go, I'm dead. That was bound to happen sooner or later. It was inevitable. Rather inevitable, I felt. But that's why we have emergency revives. Not Loose Tooth, also a recent frequent commenter, asks, do you play or enjoy any sports? If so, what sports, and do you have a favorite team for those sports? No, all sports are terrible. I'm not a sports person. I used to follow, but not particularly play football. That is to say, you know, soccer. Not that anyone outside of America calls it that. It's football, man. Football. Your hand egg thing is not real football, but yeah. Haven't followed that in some considerable time. I don't know, I'm trying to think of anything I find mildly entertaining in the world of sports, and I'm rather struggling to go with it. Golf I have watched on occasion. It's not a terribly entertaining thing, really. Darts, maybe? Snooker? Nah, not particularly. I mean, pool's one of those things you'll play at the pub, but it's not like I'm a competitive pool player or anything. No, esports the future, man. Esports where it's at. Not that I particularly watched that either, but it's a damn sight more entertaining than non-esports. I don't know. I wanted to come up with something. I had something for that. I had something. No, I didn't. I wanted to come up with something witty for that, but I don't know. Non-esports, standard non-electronic sports. I have StarCraft. I did watch some of once. That was kind of cool, but I don't really know what's going on with that. It's an RTS. I can kind of see what's going down, but I don't really know enough about StarCraft to appreciate it. I think that's probably a thing with a lot of sports. If you don't know how the game's played, it's confusing as all hell, but I guess most sports are probably a little simpler than stuff like StarCraft or Dota. Dota I haven't got a clue about. I mean, I know vaguely I know the rules of Dota, and how the game plays, but I don't know any of the characters or League of Legends. There's just so many characters, they've all got their own unique powers and abilities and roles and things, and it's like, I don't know what any of them are, so they're no good to me. I can kind of understand the appeal, but it's one of those things where if you don't play the game, maybe not. As far as Dota-type stuff, I always liked Monday Night Combat. I've said that many times, but that never went anywhere, unfortunately. That one sort of petered out rather quickly. And Awesome Nauts is good. Awesome Nauts is doing quite well. Let's see some professional Awesome Nauts. I'd be okay with that. I would watch that. That's cool. Yes. No, I am unable to think of any sports which gather my attention in the slightest. I am trying here, goddammit. All sports are boring. I mean, I've tried. Every time, once in a while, I will try and sort of get fit. I will go and do some exercise. I will go and take up this particular activity. Whether it could be called a sport or not is not necessarily. Stuff like swimming. I did some swimming for a while, and then again, it's kind of boring. That's just swimming back and forth in a line for an hour. It's like, well, I understand this is getting me healthy, but it could be more interesting, you know? It's not really the most entertaining of things. Running as well. Running's boring as heck. I mean, yeah, you get to see the outdoors, but meh. I can do that when I'm walking. And I get to appreciate it for a bit longer, and I don't end up feeling like death because I've been running. So, yeah. Anyway, we have one more floor to do, and I have burned through a whole buttload of questions. Have I done all the questions? I have done, like, so many questions. And I burned through all the ones I had, so I might leave it there for this week. I might have a short-ish episode this week. I need things I can ramble about. Give me some good topics. I do still have that big shopping list of Sky Sides questions, so I may... they usually give me something to ramble about, so I may do some of those next week. But of course, feel free to leave more of your own in the comments below, and then I will be able to have something cool to talk about next week. If you give me something I can ramble about, that'd be great as well. But alright, yeah, we'll leave it there. So don't forget to check out the Button Mash podcast, which goes live at 3 PM GMT on Tuesdays over on the other channel, which you'll find linked in the description below. Don't forget to check out the Patreon page, which hopefully I will be able to afford to be able to do some live streaming in the near future. Because if I have some money coming in, I can upgrade the internet, and the internet will let me do live streaming. That's the thought process there. And also, don't forget to check out our Steam curation page, where you'll be able to see all my reviews and stuff, and, well, you'll see all the things I recommend from the reviews that I've done, so those will be cool as well. Those will all be linked in the description below. The Patreon page will also be linked in the outro in just uno momento. But that'll wrap it up for this week, so thank you very much for watching, always appreciated. I've been Meroka, I'll see you next time.
Yeah!